So the first two rounds of the NCAA men's tournament are complete, and Duke is now the only team from North Carolina still standing. But there are still plenty of storylines to discuss. UNC coach Hubert Davis is on the hot seat, and while High Point did get that upset early on, their victory still fits right in line with the trend of big money getting big wins. To talk things tournament, I took a trip to Murph's Turf. Murph, how's your bracket doing, bud?
Terrible.
Really? That's shocking.
Awful.
I thought you were a sports guy, but listen, prove your expertise here. We got some questions about the tournament. Duke, they're still making a run, last ACC team in this, but before we get to that, let's talk about UNC and their departure. Second time losing in the first round. Hubert Davis is on the hot seat. The question is, how hot is that seat right now?
Last time we were here, we talked in emojis. Well, this is the flame emoji. His seat is on fire. UNC discussing right now whether or not to bring Hubert Davis back as head coach, or perhaps for the first time in more than 70 years, look outside the family for a new head coach.
The people who want him gone say, look, UNC's here to win national championships, not get into the tournament, certainly not lose in the first round. The people who love him say, you know, he played here, he coached under a great coach here, and look at what he's up against. He lost his best player. UNC is focusing on football. Any of those arguments hold water, you think?
You can make arguments in both directions. I think the Caleb Wilson injury certainly plays in the keep Hubert camp, but in 5 years, they've either missed the tournament or not advanced out of the first round 3 times. Only once have they been seeded higher than a 6 seed. That's just not historical standards of North Carolina basketball. And at a time where these rosters cost a lot of money, how can you generate that money for a coach that's proven he can't quite get there?
They canceled his live radio show also.
His live radio show has been postponed.
Postponed?
I think that is a sign that this decision may be headed in the opposite direction.
Let's talk about Duke now. They have not looked as invincible as people thought coming into the tournament.
Yeah, and look at these brackets. Everybody picked Duke to win it all, and through 2 rounds, they've been a little bit on edge. You know, they almost lost to Siena in the first round, and their path is just still brutal. They've got to play St. John's in the Sweet 16. In order to reach the Final Four, they'll have to either beat Michigan State or UConn. So I think part of the vulnerability is that Cameron Boozer, who's been so terrific for them all year, the likely National Player of the Year, hasn't quite been as dominant, and they don't have a ton of depth. So you combine those two things together, you're going to get closer games. Still, John Shire's pushed all the right buttons, and I wouldn't bet against the Blue Devils.
They're getting wins. One thing that I think is interesting has been this discussion around the future of the bracket in general, and that the NIL money out there is going to make the number 1, 2, and 3 seeds so dominant over everybody else that you're never going to see any upsets. And then you bring in a deep seed like High Point here in North Carolina that gets that big upset, except there's a little asterisk there because they have big time money at that school.
Yes, High Point has probably the highest NIL in their league, and so thus they're able to compete at a higher level. Think about it. They were able to charter a flight and fly 200 students out to Portland, Oregon for their second round game. That's not happening at a lot of schools across the country. So High Point does have a lot of money. I think another thing contributing to the lack of upsets is conference realignment. A lot of teams have moved up, and so those conferences that used to be really good at basketball and be able to produce teams that were capable of these early round upsets, well, they've moved up to another league. So even though they're still getting an automatic berth, the teams that are getting those automatic berths are not as good.
Money still talks, I guess. Shocking. Thanks, Murph.
Thank you.
You know, I should say we're also still in the office bracket pool here at WRAL. Gerald and I, we're doing great.
You guys
Murph,
are doing well.
Not to rub it in, Murph. Not so much for Murph. We're going to talk about the results in tonight's One Last Thing.